So the Digital Engineering Management MSc, it's a new course. It has been developed almost 3 to 4 years ago. So we have already run the first version of the masters, and now we're running the second cohort. And I guess all of you are perhaps interested for the third cohort to join us in 22-23. So I just want to give you a brief outline what I've prepared to discuss, a bit of background about the course and the course aims, how the ideal applicants look like, so what we expect from people who are joining us, and how teaching would look like in the next years. And then at the end, I have prepared some FAQs, frequently asked questions, based on my experience in the past years on what type of issues potential applicants are interested to learn about the course. So I'll share this with you. And of course, feel free to add your own questions as well. So first of all, the MSc Digital Engineering Management, I'd like to stay a bit and discuss more about digital. So digital is all around our lives, and especially the past years with COVID, they have shown to us that we rely a lot on digital communication, digital information, and there are a lot of digital technologies that we use daily in our lives. Now, especially when we look at engineering management and management of engineering projects, engineering work, there are many different applications that have become very popular. There's a lot of discussion about big data analytics, different types of virtual augmented realities. You probably have heard about the Internet of Things, blockchain technology, and so forth. So the idea of the MSc in Digital Engineering Management is to be quite agnostic and also flexible and interdisciplinary, and provide the framework on managing all these different challenges and different changes coming from digital transformation across the sectors. And of course, apart from these technologies that I've mentioned, there are many, many different technologies. And a key aspect, because I heard some of you talking about building information modeling and BIM, a key aspect of the course is that we don't focus on teaching building information modeling or other technologies as tools. So it's not a course which is focusing or just giving you skills about a specific commercial tool, but it's more about understanding the principles behind different digital technologies. And we have this interdisciplinary approach, so that the course is also addressed to people who come from outside construction as well. For example, manufacturing, industrial engineering, because we have good links with all the different connected technologies across the digital thread of an asset. Now we have three main program aims. The first is to the more theoretical, if you like, essentially providing both a theoretical but also an applied understanding about engineering management. This is the lens that we use in order to understand digital technologies and digitalization in the sector. But also we focus a lot on developing critical thinkers and also researchers. So you will gain a lot of skills with regards to doing research, applying critical thinking in your day-to-day work. And these are skills that you can use in a spectrum of different careers later on. For example, you could be doing research also within an organization, but you might choose to do research in an academic context as well. So we will be preparing you for both these routes. And finally, as I said before, the course is not focusing just on tools, but also on many other, not just on software tools, but many other analytical tools, giving you a lot of skills in order to become more entrepreneurial, to be able to understand change, to manage change, and also being able to understand how to develop new businesses. So all these are transferable skills that you can use throughout your career in the future after graduation. Now, as I mentioned, engineering management is the main lens of the course. Probably if you have looked at the website, I have mentioned this this conceptual framework of these three concepts, essentially engineering, projects, and organization. Across the whole course, we will be looking at different modules from these three areas, and the course is organized in a way that we're giving you a balanced view of engineering in terms of digital technologies, for example, on project management and how you organize engineering work, but also organizational knowledge about how you manage businesses, how you develop leadership, how you develop strategy within a course, within a firm. So all of these three components, they are covered throughout the MSc, and the whole structure of the course is from term one, you start with the more organizational and project related topics, and then term two, you go to more engineering and project management topics. And then in term three, this is the independent dissertation work term, where you are conducting a research project together with a supervisor. So increasingly throughout the first term, the second term, towards the third term, you develop a lot of independence in order to conduct your own topic. And typically, especially for those of you who are already in the industry or have some industry experience already, it's very important that you come up with your ideas about problems that you want to solve through the dissertation in the course. So this is just a basic description about the modules. You can find more information about the modules online on the webpage of the course. But if you have any specific questions about modules, feel free to ask about these either now or later on in the Q&A. Now, the philosophy of the MSc, the teaching and learning philosophy, the pedagogy, as we say, is focused a lot on balance. And when I say balance, it's balance on many different levels. So first, we have balance with regards to input and output. So I have very carefully designed the teaching and learning events and what we teach you and how we teach you. And this is very balanced out in terms of the output. So the output, of course, you might think about grades and assessment and so on, but we have developed and designed many different opportunities for summative assessment throughout the year. So in every module, you will have opportunities to discuss your work, to test your knowledge, and to be able to get some formative feedback as well, not only summative feedback. So we don't focus on just the marks, and the marks are important in order to get your degree, but we focus also a lot on giving you this formative feedback to help you understand and learn the material and the things that we are teaching you throughout this interdisciplinary course. We are following also the UCL's connected curriculum. So just a brief summary of what this is. This is UCL's philosophy about connecting teaching with research. So we are teaching you on things that we have done research on, and also on things that we know the industry is looking at. And we continuously try to invite guest speakers, people who are already in the industry, who are dealing with these issues about digital transformation, in order to share their experience with you and help you learn in a more industry relevant and applied way as well. And finally, we also have, so let me just start. We also have balance in terms of the teaching modes. So I've used here deductive, inductive. A very easy way to think about it is deductive is whatever relates to lectures. So those of you who have studied in undergraduate, you might have had a number of lectures. So in this master's, we're focusing on having a balance between lectures, but also inductive teaching, more workshops, Harvard teaching case methods, seminars. Essentially, essentially opportunities where you are able to test your knowledge and discuss and learn by discussing, learn by doing in terms of the process. So we are very, very balanced in that, with only 50% the lectures that you will go through the module, through the different modules, and the rest is these opportunities, as I mentioned, for inductive teaching. So more workshops, seminars, tutorials, case teaching from real industry cases. Any questions so far as we're going through the masters, how it looks like? No? Okay, I don't see any hand raised, so I'll just move on then. Now, how an ideal student, an ideal candidate for this MSc look like? Initially, we're looking for people who already have been exposed in some aspects of industry environment. So some years of practical experience, they're quite encouraged and they're very welcome. We have experience with part-time students in the past. So we always have some part-time students who are working in a company some days a week, and then they study with us also. So part-time students typically complete their program over 2 to 5 years, whereas full-time students complete the program within 1 full-time year. We are industry agnostic, so this means that we are looking for background not only from the built environment, but also from engineering and also business management. So you don't have to just be an architect in order to apply for this course, because we are very broad, and we are also addressing digital transformation by looking at connected technologies and looking at it also from a business and management approach. So this is something that can be very beneficial for those of you who come from other sectors, such as traditional mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, and so on. Entry qualifications, very good English. So in terms of the notation of good English, so you can find more information on the website about how this translate into grades of different tests like the IELTS and so on. And a good degree, so a very good degree of 2-1. Or the equivalent, depending on the scale and where you have studied your first degree. So this information, you can find this online, but just to emphasize, the good English is very, very important. And this is because, as we mentioned before, the course is based a lot on inductive teaching as well. So this is something that requires you to be able to converse with your peers, to be able to discuss and to lead discussions, present in the class. So good English is very, very important. At the same time, we are also accredited by the Association for Project Management. The Association of Project Management is the body which is managing our knowledge on project management. It's UK based, but it relates also to the other international bodies that you might have heard of, like IPMA. Also, the Association for Project Management ensures this industry relevance of the course, and they contribute a lot to career discussions and career events for our students. So, for example, this year already we have had 3 career events for our students who just started studying with us in October. So there is a lot of support that we get from the Association for Project Management, but also from our different industry partners, different companies that frequently come to speak to our students. Okay, so how teaching would look like for next year, right? So of course there is some uncertainty because of the coronavirus, but I want to assure you that UCL is continuously monitoring the situation, and that face-to-face teaching is our priority. Okay, the course is designed as face-to-face teaching, but also it has some built-in components of blended learning. So this means that we give you a lot of opportunity for self-study as well, that takes place online using some blended components, which could be different quizzes, different videos that we upload for you, and there is also a lot of opportunity for doing preparation before you're joining class. So there's always a lot of material for you available online to study and go through before you join the class. So you can also do pre-work for those of you who want to, and this is highly encouraged. And of course, we have received great feedback from our students in the past year. As I said, this is a new course, so it was designed just a few years ago, but we have received great feedback from our students. The students of the first cohort who have graduated, they have gone and they have gotten very good positions in very well-known companies, and they're doing very well in terms of that. And we're also very close to the students. We hear the feedback because it's also a very new course, and it's very selective at the first stages. So it's very competitive to get in there, and we create a relation with our students, and we try to hear them and to see what we can learn in order to improve for next cohorts as well. So with that, as I promised, I won't spend a lot of your time in presentation and slides, so I just want to open the floor to you if you have any questions, and based on what we discussed, or if you have any questions on different topics. So feel free to just unmute yourself or raise your hands if there are plenty of questions, and I can go through the slides and get back to some of the points if you want, or I can answer questions which are not necessarily part of the discussion so far, if you don't have any other questions. But I just want to put again some key information here. So this is my email. You can contact me via email if you have any other question about the course. If you have a scholarship or waiting for a scholarship, as I said, get in touch with us in order to help you and make sure that your application is processed early in order to get your results. And you can find out a lot about the MSc if you go through the usual web page. So it's quite complete. We have a lot of information there. We have some statements also from previous students, some testimonials. We have some testimonials from our industry partners as well. The APM, which is the accrediting body of the MSc. And you can find a lot of information there as well.